Hello YouTube, X2 Sora here with a map preview of a map known as Clover, a 4v4 asymmetrical map based off of a Halo Reach map that I made with the same name. Now what we are currently looking at is where Red Team initially spawns. Now Red Team resides in this nice canyon area. Since the map is asymmetrical, I took care in making sure that both sides felt fair and that both teams had an equal chance of winning. So red side, while they have high elevated positions, have either longer hard routes to mid or they feel a bit more risky and more exposed. Blue side, on the other side, which is the side we're currently looking at, has better hard routes, they feel a bit safer, and this usually balances out, making both teams feel they have a fair chance to contest mid. Some changes that the map had from its Reach version is the inclusion of this grav lift here that shoots up to the cave. Now in the Reach version that wasn't a thing, it only shot up to the little bridge area. Now the reason for this change was that cave area was really strong and powerful, and with only 2 hard routes up there, it could sometimes feel a bit overbearing for the rest of the map. With the inclusion of the grav lift and more power positions around the map, the cave should feel less powerful than it did in its Reach version and have people move around the map much more. Here is a view from the cave just to get an idea of the kind of sightlines that you get from this power position. Now the hot zone, so to speak, of the map is definitely the middle of the map. The reason for this is the abundance of jumps, shortcuts, hard routes that all lead to mid. Additionally, the middle of the map has sightlines to virtually every part of the map. This really turns out to be a double-edged sword, because what ends up happening is, while you can look at the entirety of the map from the middle, you can't do that in one go. So what ends up happening is you look at one portion of the map and you expose your back the other way and you get taken out. Consequently, you end up getting a power position that, while very powerful, is easily contestable and therefore balanced. Now the area off to the left, which I like to call the palm tree area due to the abundance of palm trees, is an example of another power position, but this one is very different from the other ones. This one is kind of a quiet, more tranquil area. The reason for why I say this is because this area doesn't really garner a lot of attention. There are elevated positions in the area, but they're not extremely powerful. Now this works out perfectly because this area ends up working out kind of like a flanking position for both red side, blue side, and the middle. Well, that concludes everything I really have to say about the map. It's still a work in progress. I haven't even really done the finishing touches yet. I still need to put spawns, weapons, and such. And I will do an extensive amount of testing before I release the map. So if anybody wants to help test, feel free to shoot me a message. My gamer tag is the same as my YouTube username. And thank you for taking the time to look at my map.